Good morning, students. Let us talk about the introduction to gene expression. The term gene expression. Let us have some points that are related to that. Gene expression is a process in which whatever the genetic information is present, that will be encoded in the form of protein, and those proteins will be expressing the phenotypic expression. So the introduction to gene expression in prokaryotes. So we have in molecular biology we have gene expression in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. But let us start with the prokaryotes. So this is the general information about gene expression. So the term gene expression is itself indicates that whatever genetic information is present in the gene or DNA, that will be transmitted. So the flow of genetic information. So as we have already discussed in the replication unit, the flow of that is central dogma of molecular biology explains that the flow of genetic information takes place in two ways. From generation to generation, the flow of genetic information takes place via replication, because whatever genetic information is stored in the cell, that has to be copied, or it has to be form a identical copy, and then only the cell can decide for division or mitosis. So but in case of flow of information from DNA to protein is through transcription, that is within the organism or within the cell, the flow of genetic information has to take place via gene expression. So replication is a phenomena of flow of genetic information from generation to generation, whereas flow of genetic information within the cell or within the organism takes place by means of gene expression. So it has got two steps. One is from DNA to mRNA, and then from mRNA to protein. So it has got two phases, that is transcription and translation. So transcription involves the synthesis of mRNA from DNA, and translation involves polypeptide synthesis from mRNA to polypeptide synthesis or protein synthesis. So that will after the polypeptide or the protein is formed, that will undergo some conformational modifications, and it will become a functional protein. So it is a complex and lengthy process, and it will take place within the cell. So all those students which belong to life science and they are interested in the topics of molecular biology, they can understand this very clearly, and they can enjoy the topic. So let us have some introductory points. The gene expression is a process by which information from a gene is used in the synthesis of functional gene product. So gene product is nothing but it is a protein. So whatever genetic information is stored, that is coding sequence of DNA. These products are proteins, but non-protein coding genes such as transfer RNA, tRNA, and small nuclear RNA, snRNA genes, the product is a functional RNA. The gene expression is summarized in a central dogma first formulated by Francis Crick in 1958, further developed in his 1970 article and expanded by subsequent discoveries of reverse transcription and RNA replication. So as we have already discussed about the central dogma of molecular biology, that is the flow of genetic information takes place in two ways, as we have seen in the earlier slide, as we can see now. So the flow of genetic information will take place via two ways, that is from generation to generation via replication, and from within the organism or within the cell via gene expression. And gene expression has got two phases, that is called as transcription and translation. Now what are the components required, essentially required for the gene to get expressed or the transcription to take place? So DNA coding sequence or double helical DNA, that is having coding sequences, is essential, and that DNA has to be unwound or opening of the double helix is needed. And after that, an enzyme that helps in transcription process is essential, and it needs a site for attachment to the DNA. So before it attaches to the DNA, it will search for the sequences called as consensus sequences. So most you might have learnt about Tata box, GC box or octamer box. So these are the sequences that are found on the DNA before the start point. So minus 10, minus 30, minus 40 at different positions, that is upstream from the start point of transcription they are located, and at that particular positions it will search and it will bind to the DNA to start the transcription. So these are the essential things that are needed to start the gene expression. That is the first phase of gene expression. So after binding to that, it will start its actual functioning. Now controlling of gene expression, how it is regulated. So in this introductory points, we are not going into the details of mechanism of transcription or translation. We are just discussing about the introductory points with the help of diagrams or with the help of some explanatory points. So the gene expression is a process through which genetic information is used to produce proteins. Expression of a particular gene is a two-step phenomena, and this phenomena is called as transcription and translation. So first step is transcription, that is production of messenger RNA from DNA is called as transcription, and that mRNA that is created undergoes the next step, that is RNA processing, called or if it is a case of if it is a cell which is having prokaryotic cell, then it is mRNA will be directly translated to the polypeptide product or a functional protein. For translation to occur, mRNA must leave the nucleus to enter the cytoplasm. So this will happen only in eukaryotes. For translation to take place, the mRNA has to be transported from nucleus to protein cytoplasm. But in case of prokaryotes, the chromosomal DNA is found naked in cytoplasm. So whatever the mRNA is synthesized, it will be directly open for the translation, and because it is not separated by nuclear membrane. So naked DNA is found in prokaryotic cell. That is why the translation process has to start simultaneously. Whatever the gene has been transcribed, so whatever the transcript of mRNA is formed, that will be involved in the formation of protein or ribosomal molecules will come and attach to the mRNA and it will start the translation. So in case of prokaryotic cells, the cells will have DNA that is naked in the cytoplasm, and continuously mRNA will get synthesized, and simultaneously the process of translation will take place, and the part of the portion of the mRNA that is synthesized has to be degraded. So simultaneously all the processes take place, that is mRNA transcription, mRNA translation, that is the formation of protein, and simultaneously whatever the portion of mRNA is translated, that is degraded. So the degradation will also start. So the simultaneous transcription, translation and mRNA degradation, these are the three processes. They take place simultaneously in prokaryotes. So there are certain genes that will control the process of gene expression. So that is called as regulatory genes and regulatory elements. So there are certain genes which will control when the gene has to be expressed and where it has to be expressed. That is controlled by some other genes. They are called as regulatory elements. So there are certain genes which are not transcribed. And what are those genes? So a lot of untranscribed genomic DNA, especially in bacteria, is made up of regulatory elements. So those genes or the DNA sequences which are not involved in gene expression, they have got some other function that is called as regulatory function, and these regulatory genes will control the coding sequences or the RNA polymerase when to start the transcription and when the genes has to be transcribed and translated. That is under the control of regulatory elements or regulator genes. These DNA sequences that are not transcribed but affect the expression of gene to which they are linked. So these are called as regulatory sequences. So when a regulatory protein binds to DNA to promote the expression of a gene, so it will control the synthesis of gene product. So these non-coding genes which are not transcribed or translated but they are present attached to the coding sequences, and they control the regulation or they control the expression of gene, and these genes are called as regulatory genes. For example, you can see in this DNA sequence, the lac operon, the example of lac operon is given here. You can see in this diagram. So the actual structural genes are LAC-Z, LAC-Y and LAC-A. So these are the structural genes, and before that LAC-O is there, that is operator region, and LAC-P promoter region and LAC-I inducer region. So these are the genes. So RNA polymerase, that is shown in the elliptical yellow structure, that will go and bind to the operator region, and from there it will start the transcription of structural genes. So structural genes are LAC-Z, LAC-Y and LAC-A in case of lac operon. So the phenomena of controlling the switching on and off of the structural genes or the production of protein in the organism is called as regulation. So regulation is an essential phenomenon because the genes cannot be always expressed continuously. That is not useful for the organism also. So the gene expression has to be compulsorily controlled or regulated. So whatever the requirement is there within the organism or within the cell, then only the genes are activated. So whenever the genes are activated by other regulatory genes, then only the RNA polymerase will start and find the consensus sequences and bind to the operator portion, operator region, and then it will start the transcription from the start point of transcription and move in the downward direction or downstream direction. So the phenomena of regulation is essential. Otherwise, the phenomena of regulation is essential. Otherwise, the gene, if it is unlimited or uncontrolled, that will lead to the damage to the cell, or it will be harmful to the cell. That is why the genetic information, whatever genetic information is stored in the organism, that is perfect by its nature, and whenever the cells has to produce some protein, then only those genes will be activated, and that will open, unwind, and then the RNA polymerase will bind to that particular region, and it will start the transcription. So RNA polymerase is an enzyme that is essential for the transcription. So there are different enzymes, and it is made up of different subunits that we will discuss in detail in the next video. So it will be just mentioned for the brief information now. During transcription, the enzymes RNA polymerase, that is here in this diagram you can see the green colored picture attached to the unwound DNA portion. So that is indicated as RNA polymerase, and it uses DNA template. So the unwound portion of DNA to which RNA polymerase is attached, that is called as template DNA, and from there it will start the transcription. So the mRNA is processed to form a mature mRNA. So once the mRNA is synthesized by using template DNA with the help of RNA polymerase, so the mRNA will be processed, mature mRNA molecule that can be translated to the build the protein molecule, that is by using the codons that is present on the mRNA. The tRNA will bring the amino acids at the site of translation, and our ribosomes will also get involved, because the ribosomes are called as workbenches of protein synthesis. So whatever the encoded amino acids are there, according to those sequences, tRNA will bring the amino acids, and a chain of polypeptide is formed. So these are the steps which are involved in translation. So but in case of prokaryotes, translation and transcription are not separated, because the genetic information or the DNA is found as a chromosomal unit in the cytoplasm. It is not separated by nuclear membrane. So whatever transcription is taking place, the mRNA will be openly available in the cytoplasm. Then only the ribosomes will get activated, and they will start the translation of those codons. So transcription and translation take place simultaneously in case of prokaryotes. So as soon as the mRNA is translated, it will be immediately degraded. So the lifespan of mRNA in prokaryotes is 5 minutes, whereas in case of eukaryotes it will be 5 hours, because the transcription and translation processes, they have got different sites. Transcription will take place in nucleus, and then mRNA is transported to cytoplasm. Then in the cytoplasm, translation will take place in eukaryotes. That is why the lifespan of mRNA in case of eukaryotes is 5 hours, whereas it is only 5 minutes in prokaryotes. So let us continue the topic, that is the enzymes and the consensus sequences, what and the start point of replication in when we actually enter into the transcription process. So before we start the next video, we will discuss about the enzymes, different enzymes that are involved, and what are the sequences that are needed to join the RNA polymerase. That will be discussed in the next video.